Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy walkthrough. So I'm gonna load up my data here. This should be like, I think this is like is this the start of the third chapter? I think so.
Serenoa and his stalwart allies prove their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawnspear emerges victorious once more. Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolfort's martial might are put to rest. Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
Seeing our honored guests off shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
It is not to be taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict. They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time. I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all to see. Oh, but I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
I am glad to hear you say so, General of Lura.
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzet's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simone.
Of course, Minister.
It would seem everyone is gathered. You'll find your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares and victuals. King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The Hierophant, too, will no doubt be overjoyed.
Lord Wolford, I bring a message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
This is a great honor, my lord. You would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are two vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord Wolford.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And why was House Tellior not given this honor? Last I knew, our kingdom had
3 high houses, not 2.
Mere fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough. Good show at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. You truly are your father's son. The king has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Thank you, Sir Maxwell, Lord Folks.
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
He means to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
I understand. This requires careful consideration. Benedict, gather the others. I would hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
At once, my lord.
Okay, so the tavern is now available at the encampment. Sundry shop is now available. Let's take a look at what that is. Right, so this guy looks new here. Eagle-eyed elder. Welcome to the Sundry shop. You can exchange your kudos for special wares here. Ah, okay, cool. House Wolfort's always treated me well. If there's aught I can do to repay your kindness, you need only ask. You'll be able to promote units classes here too. Fear not, I'll let you know when one of your comrades is ready. Okay. Sundry shop, you can exchange kudos for items and promote your allies. Yup. I assume we're not going to be able to promote yet. Alright, so every unit has a class, and each class is divided into ranks: recruit, veteran, and elite. Promoting a unit will increase both their stats and maximum TP. Oh yeah, max TP increase is pretty cool. And unlock new acquirable abilities. Raising a unit's class also changes their appearance in battle. Oh, that's cool. You can promote a unit's class if they are at or above the specified level and you have the appropriate medal. Promoting a unit's class will consume the medal. Okay. So that reminds me actually a bit of Stella Deus. It was a PlayStation 2 game, I believe. I did a full walkthrough for that a while back. But yeah, you know, everybody needs a certain item to increase their class. And it doesn't really look like you have options here. These look just like, you know, the hero here is always going to be a swordsman, right? Which, I don't know, not so wild about that. But, okay, so it also looks like level 10 is when the promotion happens. So I'm, you know, obviously nowhere near level 10 yet. But yeah, so I don't know. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, options as far as classes go. But that's not looking like that's the case this time. So the trade post operates not on coin but kudos. These kudos can be exchanged for all sorts of items, including quietuses and medals. I don't know what a quietus is. Well, here we go. Quietuses are commands executed immediately in battle and differ from abilities in 3 key ways. They do not consume a turn. What? Okay. They consume quietus points, not TP, and each quietus may only be used once per battle. Oh, okay. Well, that seems really cool. Medals are used to promote a unit's class. They come in limited quantities, and new medals will be added as the story progresses. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so a quietus point here. Increases max Quietus point slots by 1. Activates the moment you trade for it. Critical blow. Grant the currently acting unit a guaranteed critical hit. Okay, that's cool. Restore. Recovers an ally's HP by 50%. Heal their status ailments and restore their lowered stats to normal. Well, that's interesting. I wonder, though, if you can still use that on somebody that's, like, sleeping, because it seemed to just, you know, skip that person's turn and go on to the next character. But we'll see. In tandem. Move an ally's turn to directly after your own. That seems really cool, too. Jeez. Yeah, that seems like you could really set up some interesting stuff. Alright, anyways, the history of Glenbrook. Yeah, I probably should just buy these, right? They're only one point, and I can't really buy anything else, so... look at this... all of this stuff here. Contains tactical information related to cavalry units and Hawk Riders. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Notes. Yeah, here we go. Oops. Alright, so cavalry and Hawk Riders are known for their superior mobility. This grants them the ability to move freely across the battlefield, although venturing too far from their allies leaves them without support and puts them at risk of a concentrated enemy attack. That's a lot like the first battle, actually, where Roland was off on his own. They should therefore stay close to the main force and utilize their mobility to either flank or get behind enemies who draw near. While acting alone can be dangerous, a team of 3 or more cavalry units or Hawk Riders can provide quite advantageous in battle. They can provide much-needed support to each other and actively intercept enemy troops or assail soldiers lurking in the distance. Doing so would separate them from allies while healing, or with healing magic, so taking recovery pellets would be a must. Alone cavalry units and Hawk Riders are challenging to handle, but their real strength lies in their numbers. So what is the best way to make use of their exceptional mobility? The question gives insight into a commander's true worth. One must be swift, but never hasty. Speed can be your greatest asset or your greatest enemy. Alright. So here's the history of Glenbrook. So the Kingdom of Glenbrook is the oldest of 3 nations existing today. Though there have been changes to the branch families, the blood of the founder still runs strong in the veins of the current King Regna. The holy state of Hyzant asserts that their nation was founded first according to the goddess of the scriptures, and that Glenbrook's long history is a fabrication of later generations. Oh my. Glenbrook has continued to ignore this claim. I could see how that would be a little bit of a point of contention for those 2 nations. The Grand Duchy of Azfrost was founded by the Archduke's family, who shared a common ancestor with the royal family of Glenbrook. They insisted upon their right to succeed the throne up until the Salt Iron War began and denied the current royal family's rule. But when the war began, they acknowledged the family's legitimacy, and the 2 nations formed a secret alliance. It is said that King Regna required the former Archduke Zygmunt to officially recognize his rule in order to enter into an alliance. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Alright, so here's the development of the Norzelia Consortium. After the Salt Iron War fought over Hyzant's sole ownership of salt, the Norzelia Consortium was established to oversee the equal distribution of salt and iron to the realm. The 3 nations brought together trade specialists to create this neutral and impartial organization as agreed upon in the Accords. The consortium's success in fair trade distributed greatly to the reconstruction of Norzelia, which had been ravaged by the war. The Kingdom of Glenbrook, rich in agriculture and fisheries, proposed due to the stable influx of salt from the consortium. The people were able to produce large quantities of salted meats, dried fish, dairy products, and more. Exports of these goods helped restore national power. It was thought to be the dawn of a new age for Norzelia. Hyzant began to strengthen its voice within the consortium as their reconstruction progressed. In Azfrost, on the other hand, the situation could not have been worse. Its already small population suffered the greatest number of casualties during the war, and reviving the iron industry was taking longer than anticipated. To make matters worse, salt prices soared within the duchy due to taxes and transportation fees from the distant Hyzant. Though iron exports were meant to balance salt imports, the nation's labor and iron shortage caused it to accrue a large trade deficit. Though the consortium was meant to adjust that imbalance, it did not take any drastic measures. Rather, it leaned more toward Hyzant and establishing salt as the main axis of trade. There are some who believe that the Hierophant, unable to accept that the war ended in a draw due to the injuries on all sides, had a hand in this and wished Azfrost to take responsibility for the war. Though the truth is unknown, it is undeniable that Azfrost is the only nation at such a major disadvantage. The duchy's dissatisfaction naturally mounted, and a tension much like the one before the Salt Iron War began. Does that seem right? The duchy's dissatisfaction naturally mounted, and a tension much like the one before the Salt Iron War began descended upon Norzelia. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. A concerned King Regna and Simon Wolfort then summoned the other nations to participate in a joint mining venture at the Great Norzelian Mines. Their aim was not only to ease the tension between the duchy and Holy State, but also offer support for the former's iron industry and correct the trade imbalance between both nations. The entire realm watches this new venture with hopeful eyes, praying that it will finally create the much-needed balance between salt and iron and restore the original functions of the Norzelia Consortium. If it succeeds, then perhaps our realm will finally know peace, and the tragedies of the Salt Iron War will be a thing of the past. So yeah, that seems like that's the kind of the overarching story here seems to be, and with the title itself, like right triangle strategy. So it seems like these forces kind of come in threes oftentimes. So in this case, it's the three different nations, and they're trying to kind of strike a balance so that there can be peace. So yeah, very cool. That also kind of goes with the triangle with the three aspects of utility, liberty, and morality too. It seems. So anyways, all right. The Norzelia River has two tributaries with unique properties. The western branch running from the snowy Norzelian mountains is filled with water year-round. Although the water levels are now under control, the tributary was once quite turbulent and prone to floods. Many areas with swift currents still remain, however, and prove challenging to inexperienced sailors. Only Azfrost ships, armed with the full knowledge of the river's waters, are able to navigate those currents. Okay, well that's quite a strategic advantage, probably, right? The other tributary, stemming from the eastern deserts, flows calmly throughout. The gentle sloping of the river also allows for easy upstream passage. Water transport flourishes for most of the year, although low water levels in some seasons make the voyage near impossible for low vessels. The two branches converge into a single mighty river at Glenbrook and flow south to the Norzelia Falls. Okay, some geography related information, I guess. Let's see here. So is this the bar? Indeed. Well, if it isn't Lord Serenoa, welcome to the Encampment Tavern. Wolfert's soldiers will have a place to relax so long as I'm around, and I plan on sticking with you till the end. Perhaps you ought to consider dropping in for a drink and a chat every so often too, my lord. Alright, so you can engage in mental mock battles at the tavern. Each battle is different, so choose the one that best suits your aims. Interesting. Okay, so proficiency in melee combat will prove key to victory. Cut your teeth in a small arena before moving on to more advanced trials. And then here's the pincer attack. The enemy troops are divided into 2 regiments. Think carefully about your approach before deploying. Things will quickly turn sour if you become surrounded, so pay attention to enemy positions. So here it looks like there's a reward of fiber. That must be like a weapon upgrade thing, right? Let's take a look here too. So I believe I upgraded the hero's weapon last time, and then who else did I upgrade? Did I upgrade the? Yeah, I upgraded Anna. Was that the only 2 though? Yeah, I think it was the only 2 that I upgraded. Whoops. I think next I kind of want to upgrade Huette's weapon. Let's, whoops, I should have actually seen what materials. I need to do that, don't I? Or shouldn't I? Alright, so we need a timber and a fiber. Do I have enough? It looks like I have enough cash to buy some stuff here, so let's see here. Oh yeah, look at this. I've got enough to buy some accessories too. Oh, increases strength by 1. But well, the stats must have a pretty great effect here if you know these accessories are only increasing the stats by a point. Alright, so okay, I'm pretty sure I said a timber. I already forgot what the other item was though. Let's check again here. Fiber. Alright. Fiber. Oh, look at that. Yeah, weapon. Okay, so you can actually do any of these things, but I do want to increase the potency to deal more damage, I think. Accuracy is cool. Yeah, look at the stats. It doesn't seem like they've really. Well, the stats seem to be very. Gosh, I don't really know. It doesn't really look like there's much stat bloat, I guess is kind of the way I'm thinking of it. You know, when I know, you know, I've played a lot of RPGs and especially MMOs where, you know, as the game progresses, it gets really, you get stat bloat where like, you know, you've got like 1,000 attack power and it's like, well, you know, it's not really tuned much, right? Where it's just really an increment of whatever 1,000, right? Where you could have just gone, okay, one point instead of, you know, 1,000. But anyways, let's do one of these mock battles. Let's save here too. I want to make sure that what's our time looking like here too? Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I've got enough for this might end up running long, but we'll see here. All right, so let's do a basic training. Weaknesses and resistances. Alright, deployed units and reserve units. There is a limit to the number of units you may deploy in battle. Units over this threshold go into your reserves and will not participate in battle. Use Y to access the screen where you can change deployed and reserve units. Okay. Units that may prove especially helpful in battle are marked recommended. There is no penalty if you do not deploy the recommended units. Okay. Let's see here. So wait, am I, oh, yeah, okay. So this looks like this must, yeah, deploy, okay, so we're at 6 out of 6. I see that now on the left-hand side there. Let's see. These two shouldn't be up front anyway. Roland, Anna, Benedict. I think I'm gonna swap Roland out. How do I? There we go. So if you're in this screen, it looks like when you press A, so this will deploy him, and this will recall him if I press it again.
To battle with pleasure.
Okay, so I don't have. Oh, I need to get her in too. Well. Okay, well maybe I. So many units, and I want to take more, but all right, I think I'll leave Eredor out.
I won't let you down.
And we'll put the Hawk Lady in because I just upgraded her weapon, so... Okay, let's begin battle.
Time to work.
Here I come. From this range.
Alright. Got their archer blinded right off the bat. That's a good start.
Forward! I'll make this quick.
I see a path to victory.
I like the voice actor for Benedict. Especially, I like him. We'll move him up and we'll do...
It is time to strike.
Buff up Frederica here.
Cool heads shall prevail.
Oh yeah, nobody's taken any damage yet, so don't need to heal.
I fight for peace.
Well, looks like the archer is weak against fire attacks. Fortunately, I can't get to him. I'm gonna hit these guys.
With the powers in me.
I like the music too. Boom, 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 boom.
I will end this.
Alright, here's our spy.
This'll hurt.
Oh, can I, why can't I throw poison on this guy in the back? Is there a... Physical damage, power, range 1 to 2. Yeah, I don't, can I only use that once per turn? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I don't... Well, I don't know why I can't use that, actually. That's very strange.
Careful!
Big miss. Terrain effects frozen. Casting an ice attack on a freezable square will freeze it. Though there are exceptions to this rule, squares that are frozen reduce the mobility and accuracy of any unit standing upon them. Frozen tiles can be melted by fire attacks, though there are exceptions. Yeah, very cool. Again, very reminiscent of Divinity, which again, I absolutely adore that game. Let's blend
Darkness
this.
engulfs you.
Forward!
Shall we begin?
Still nobody's missing health, huh? Oh. So Gila's just gonna have to hang out. Oof.
I see a path to victory.
Use bulwark here on
Let
Anna.
us seal our
Just got
defenses.
messed up.
This is... Let me show you what I've learned.
Oh, wow. Everything is gonna survive.
Blaze, heed my call.
These guys. Oops.
Too obvious. Too obvious.
Oh.
Ouch! I was prepared for this.
Well, actually, it doesn't make sense to move.
It's over. This is the end.
From where shall we strike?
Ah! This battle is ours. This ends now! Victory is ours!
You've left yourself open.
Oh, boom.
Cool heads shall prevail. Your wounds are healed.
Thank you.
I see a path to victory.
Alright. Bulwark, maybe?
A brief respite.
Our victory is assured.
Allow me.
Let's just move here to to get a follow-up attack on this guy.
My stratagem is superior.
Your orders? You won't escape. It's for life.
Alright, level up.
You won't
Yeah,
escape.
see, look at there. I could throw poison twice that time. I wonder if there was like some line of sight thing, like right, like maybe you can't throw through enemies. You have to like, yeah, I don't know. That's my theory.
For the honor of House Wolford.
You're open. Ah! Time to take flight. Darkness engulfs you.
Let me heal your wounds. Be at ease.
I can keep fighting.
I really, excuse me, I like the fast forward too. If you don't want to watch the
to victory.
Skill animation. Seems like a really cool option. Oh my god, 3 damage.
My knowledge
Jeez.
grows deeper.
Allow me. With the powers in me.
Puddle. Oops. All right. So, oh yeah. Again, this is so much like Divinity. So puddles form when it rains. A fire attack is cast on snow or frozen squares, and then an ice attack is cast on squares set ablaze. And then, of course, the follow-up here with the electrifying puddles. So effects of lightning attacks will travel through puddles, damaging all units standing upon them. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, somebody played Divinity.
Victory is
Is my
within
guess
reach.
on the development team.
This is the end.
All right. Well, that's that. Six kudos obtained. We got a stone. Serenoa's convictions strengthened. So yeah, that's probably for killing everything. I mean, there might be other reasons, but don't be a stranger. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna save. Oopsies. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so you can do the same. You can do the same battle again, I guess. Oh, well. I think I'll save the pincer attack battle for the next video because I'm out of time. As always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.